Welcome to this presentation. I'm going to do a live demonstration of the upgrade process of the ASR 9000v satellite. The topology that I am going to use for this live demo is as follows. I am using a cluster of the ASR 9006. I've clustered two chassis, and I have this satellite, which is the ASR 9000v satellite, dualed home to the cluster, as shown in this topology. The main idea behind this demonstration is to show you the process of upgrading an image on the satellite, and that process will be done with traffic flowing in the network. So you can see the amount of downtime that you will come across when you upgrade the image on the satellite. The first thing I think I will go through is the configuration, just to explain to you how the satellite is configured, and then I will explain to you about the traffic patterns before we go ahead and do the upgrade of the satellite image. So this is my ASR 9000 cluster. If you do the admin show DSC command, you can see that the primary designated shelf controller of this cluster is rack 1 RSP0. A show platform will show you the 4 RSPs in my cluster and the 2 line cards that I have in each chassis. In order to see the configuration of your satellite, you can do a show run NV, and that will show you the satellite that I have configured in this setup. I have given it a satellite ID of 1000, and the uplink, the fabric uplink that I have used to connect to these satellites, you can see the configuration on those interfaces too. So I have 2 interfaces on each chassis of the cluster, and I have 1:1 mapping. I don't have a bundle over here. I've just done 1:1 mapping. So for 10 gig 0102 interface is going to be the uplink for the port 40 and 41, and 10 gig 1102 uplink is going to be the fabric link for 42 and 43 port numbers of the satellite. So in order to see the configuration on the satellite access ports, if I do a show run interface Gigi 1042, you can see that I am using different VLANs for different services. So in order to test the satellite upgrade process, I've created different VLANs, and I'm sending traffic in those VLANs for all the different layer 2 VPN and layer 3 VPN services, and then I go ahead and do the upgrade process. So the VLAN 100 is what I'm going to use for the layer 3 VPN services. So if you look at the configuration on VLAN 100 interface of the satellite access interface, you will see that it is configured in a particular VRF. VLAN 300 and VLAN 500 is going to be used for my E-line and my VPLS service. So again, I have that configured too in the network, and I've got my show L2 VPN X connect. I've got my I have a layer 2 VPN pseudo wire connect configured between the satellite access port for VLAN 300 all the way to the remote edge on this PE. So I have traffic running over the pseudo wire. So when you upgrade the satellite image, you will see exactly what happens when that particular with that particular traffic. And similarly, I have my VPLS configured too. So I have traffic flowing, and I'll just explain to you the traffic patterns so that you understand what we need to see when we do the upgrade. So if you look at this, I use Spirent Test Center to generate the traffic. I have traffic flowing in bidirectional between ports B and C, and they are in all of these 3 VLANs. I also have 6 PE configured, so I've also got V6 in my network, and I'm using my 6 VPE to get my V6 traffic in that VRF flow across to the other side. So if you look at the Spirent output, I've got ports B and C, and I've got this following traffic patterns flowing. The name of the flows, this is the screen that tells you all of the traffic flows that you have in that setup and the counters for that flows. This is the most important thing we'll see while we upgrade the satellite. So just a very quick overview on what we see here so that you understand the downtime that you will see. So these are the transmit port B. I have four traffic streams from B going to C, and these are the streams for layer 3 VPN, layer 2 VPN, VPLS, and 6PE. And similarly, I have this 4 streams because it's bidirectional. I've got them going in the other direction from C to B, and they are for layer 2 VPN, layer 3, 6PE, and VPLS. If you clear the counters, you will see that the traffic counters are incrementing at a rate of 1000 packets per second. So each stream is sending at 1000 packets per second, and we will upgrade the satellite and see the downtime that we get. So in order to see my satellite, what image it is running, if you do show NV satellite status, you will see that your satellite is connected and fine. But if you look at the remote version of the satellite, it will show you that it is not the latest version. This is the thing that we are going to do. Currently, the image that I have running on my cluster is the ASR is the XR 511, and the image that is running on the satellite is not the latest image. As you can see, it's not the latest version, and now we are going to upgrade it, and we will see what how much downtime we get. So the process of upgrading the satellite is as follows. You need to do the install NV command and install NV satellite, and then you will see a list of all the sub options that you have. So you can upgrade one satellite at a time, or you can go ahead and do all of them, or do a range of them by using the comma separated list. So there are 3 options available. Since we just have one satellite, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. So I've specified satellite ID 1000 because that's what I've configured. Now, there are 2 ways to upgrade the image. Firstly, you can just go ahead and transfer the image. So that is the process of just basically transferring the image onto the satellite, but it will not install it. And then after the transfer is done, you can go ahead and activate the image. So I'm just going to not do the transfer, but do the activate in one go, and we will see exactly at what point do we start seeing drops in our traffic while the activation is taking place. So go ahead and hit enter. It will warn you that it will be taking your satellite out of service for some time, and go for it. So if you look at the status, it will tell you that it is transferring new image. This is the time when it is it has started the transfer. If you look at the time, we started it around 12:20 to 30, maybe 30. So just keep in mind that number, and this is the traffic. It is still flowing. There are no drops at all. Because this currently the image is just going through, it is just being transferred onto the satellite. So that is obviously not going to cause any drops. It is still transferring the image. So well over a minute, and the image is still being transferred. Okay, as you can see here, it took 2 minutes, approximately 2 minutes for the image to be transferred. And if you look now, it is said that the discovery is stalled because this is the time when it is actually going ahead and reloading the satellite with the new image. That is when all the interfaces of the satellite will go down, right? And it was, I think now we'll see the timers. As you can see, the receive counters has stopped and the transmit counters has, this is the other side. So this is the traffic that is flowing from the other direction and it is coming to the cluster, but it doesn't go to the satellite because the satellite is reloading. So this is the important counter that we will see what happens when the satellite comes up. So it's still down. So it took around 2 minutes to transfer the image, and it has just been a minute after the transfer was completed and it went down, where it's still reloading the satellite. Now you see, I think it's now 2 minutes after which the traffic had stopped flowing. That slowly you can see that it has finished reloading and all of the interfaces are coming up. Now it is doing something. It's finished transferring and it's going to slowly come up with the new image. It's still doing it. The traffic is still not flowing. If you look at this power encounters, it's not receiving anything. So we are sending traffic but not receiving anything. As you can see here, the send counters are incrementing from this direction. So from here, traffic is going through, coming to the cluster, and then it kind of drops here because these links are down. Image install complete. So if you look at this, you see a message saying that it has completed the install of the image. Let's see what the show NV satellite status looks like. It is now still discovering. Slowly the interfaces will come up and it will go into a status of being online. Okay, I think now finally everything is up. If you look at show NV satellite status, it says that it's connected now. That version of the image is the latest version, and everything seems to have come up. If you look at the traffic patterns, you can see now the important thing is not to look at this one, but look at the traffic flowing in the other direction. So the traffic, because even when the satellite goes down pretty much this direction, traffic also stops even sourcing the traffic. So the important counters to look here is that traffic that was flowing from this port and coming all the way to the satellite. So for those counters, as you can see, with the source port being C and the destination being the satellite, we saw around, we were sending around 1000 packets per second. So 345 seconds of drop. That is what we saw. So around 6 minutes of drops, 5 to 6 minutes of drops were seen while the image was being upgraded on the satellite. Again, one thing to note here is that this version that we upgraded onto the satellite was the AIOS XR 5.1.1, which is the latest version on CCO. So that is also one thing to keep in mind. That is what was shown in this demonstration. So I hope that this will help you figure out the process of upgrading the satellite and approximately the downtime that you will see in your network when the satellite image is being upgraded. Also, you don't need to do this because currently, as you can see, the traffic was flowing fine even with an older image on the satellite. So you can decide when you want to upgrade your network and upgrade the satellites on your network. But with this demonstration, we could see around uh, 345 seconds of drop when we upgraded the image on the satellite. So I hope you found this demo useful. Again, subscribe to the cisco.cpoc channel on YouTube and stay tuned for more demos like that on Cisco Technologies. Thank you.